Hey guys, it's Trailer Skills. Welcome back. Today we have some updated information about a new triple S Winfer Hunter hero called Riserris, the Dark Succubus. Will be available in the new version, which will be tomorrow, with the limited recruitment event after the update. Check out her skills below. So she's got this internal nightmare and true damage, part of her characteristics. They start her out with her ultimate skill, Shadow Duplication. Riserris quickly casts several magic missiles, choosing heroes as priority targets. Each missile deals damage equal to a high percentage of attack. Each specific attack speed allows Riserris to cast one additional missile up to a certain additional missiles. So there is a cap on how many missiles there will be. This ability can trigger basic attack effect. Okay, so we know her ultimate increases with attack speed. We know that she'll get additional missiles from that attack speed, and there's a cap to it. But also the way that they say this can trigger basic attack means there must be a percent chance. I believe they like to use more like a 30%, and then sometimes they'll scale this with accuracy. Keep that in mind as we're walking through this. As you get the talent effect for casting, Riserris can cast an additional Everlasting Nightmare. Okay, keep that in mind. So before casting a skill, does not say ultimate skill, but a skill, Riserris can cast an additional Everlasting Nightmare. Alright, so right below is one of the common skills, Everlasting Nightmare. Everlasting Nightmare, Riserris enters Nightmare mode. Basic attacks and skills now target different targets for a few seconds. Not sure why they said target so many times, but basically, her basic attacks will choose different targets for a few seconds. So you don't have a focused attack unless there's no other heroes, and then therefore she'll focus probably. But that also can be good. It's a way to spread some damage sometimes. Nothing worse than when you have a hero doing basic attacks, choosing the hero with the most HP, and right beside it is a hero or an enemy that has no HP left and is just sitting there doing damage to you. So I actually kind of like that. The talent effect, the Nightmare mode increases Riserris attack speed by a certain amount. Okay, I'm not as worried about this. I've yet to really see attack speed take off as a primary attribute in this game because you need attack percent to do damage still, or crit rate, or crit damage. Always been the Achilles heel to attack speed in almost every single game. So I'm really hoping that they can find a way to get this as part of viable builds. I wish that this hero scaled with attack speed and did more damage based on attack speed, and they actually got those numbers correct. Common skill, Psychic Strike. Riserris fires one magic wave at the target, prioritizing summoned creatures. This wave deals damage equal to high percentage of attack to the targets and anyone in a specific radius. Okay, if this is a long range skill, I like it. If this is a skill that is short range, I have an issue with that. As part of the problem is when you have Ampu and Deer Lady with all those ads coming running at you in PvP in particular right now I'm talking about, and you kill those ads, Ampu just basically will insta-kill her. So that is a problem that I see with something like that. So I hope there is a large range. I hope she's got a range like Luke. That would be absolutely amazing. Talent effect upon hit applies fear on target. Any targets hit by fear will run away from the caster, taking a certain percentage of Riserris attack as damage each second for a few seconds, more seconds for summoned creatures. Okay, long range, this talent effect, that would be absolutely amazing. Sounds like a new debuff in the game, which is fear. Be curious to see what the probability is of fear being placed on these creatures and enemies. But most importantly, if it is an actual debuff, does resistance become a factor in the game as well? Now, if she is that strong, she may change how you build your character. So if I was you, make sure you're keeping some of that resistance gear, as that may come into effect for a counter for something like this. I've been waiting for the day that debuffs were so important that people actually would run resistance. So keep that in the back of your head as well as we get more information about her over the coming days. Passive skills. Phantom Speed. While Riserris is on the battlefield, all allied heroes' basic attack can trigger a special effect. Additional deals true damage equal to a high percentage of attack. Okay. Talent effect, Riserris is on the battlefield, all allied heroes receive extra attack speed boost. Cool. What is this basic attack can trigger a special effect? Exclusive equipment. Okay, so this is where I'm always most interested to see how does this hero scale, and is it going to get more utility, more damage, more survivability? Exclusive upgrades is normally the core feature that makes somebody almost overpowered and broken. Yes, sometimes that these don't come to account for damage dealers or some of these absorb damage, you want an exclusive 30 of them anyways, but those who scale well exclusive equipment end up being the broken heroes like Nordthion. So we have energy skill enhancement. When this ability hits the same target several times, it applies fear on the target. Any targets hit by fear will run away from the caster, taking a certain percentage of Riserris attack as damage each second for a few seconds, more seconds for summoned creatures. This is great because this is level number 1, which means you'll get it at Mythic and it's free for everybody. You don't have to use any of your exclusive upgrades, and that sounds really nice. So right off the bat, this may be one of those heroes I'd like to test at the Mythic level and see really how strong she is at that point. Let's see number 2 is, because if that's even more additive to that, it would be really nice for the low spenders. We have Psychic Strike Enhancement. When hitting several targets, the cooldown is reduced by a few seconds. Okay, I think that's a little lackluster. That's the one where she's going to be firing. Depends on how big that radius is, but not so hopeful. That's her main power ability. I don't know about that. Number 3, Phantom Speed Enhancement. Hunter heroes get double effect. Okay, I don't like that. I wish number 3 was number 2, because now you have to spend your yellow runes and get her to EX20 to get this. Definitely achievable, but to get a very specific enhancement, only the hunter classes only, I don't like that. I mean, at least make it so the hunter heroes get like 4 times or 3 times, and maybe, other heroes can get, 2-time multiplier or something. I mean, this is very specific. I don't like how specific. That may be the critical error here. Number 4, Everlasting Nightmare Enhancement. If Riserris dies in nightmare mode, she will be revived in a short time. On revival, get a certain percentage of max HP and massive energy, whatever massive energy means, applies fear on all nearby targets. This effect can be triggered once per battle. Okay. I know they talked about fear up here. So talent effect, on hit, applies fear on targets. Any targets hit by fear will run away from the caster, taking a certain percentage of Riserris attack as damage for each second for a few seconds. More seconds for summoned creatures. Okay. So this is the first hero that we have that has a revive on death, which means only can be triggered 1 time. Okay, well, this may give her some more survivability for when, she's fighting the Ampoon. Maybe she dies once because the ads got to her. This may provide a boost to survive because of the fear to send them away. Hopefully she has enough AoE size radius to take down those ads before they make it back to her. And it's something she can continuously do before all of them reach to her again. She has that long range, like I'm hopeful about. She has good radius for the downing of summons. She may be what we need to take down the summon key at least. And the range matters in this game. If she can stay comfortably in the back line and do damage to them across the screen like Luke does, this will be an amazing hero. All right, guys. So her kit sounds really interesting to me. I like how unique these are. There's a few things I really have questions about. I plan on building her this weekend. Unlike with Pandemonium when I got sick, guys, I will get this one built with a video out there. Pandemonium, I do have him at Immortal and I have tested him, and he was a little lackluster, so I haven't even put anything out yet about him. And there's a lot of good videos out there from Dan or Gameplay Horizon and Dialer. They all got some good content. So if you really want to see Pandemonium, go check them out. I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Thanks so much for your support.